All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have two West Coast legends right here live on the line, and they're making their appearance yet again on the radio station. We got Dazzie Dee of the Lench Mob, and of course, legendary producer West Coast Stone right here together live on the line. How are you guys doing this evening?
Man, we doing great. We doing great. Bless, man.
I gotta say that's the best thing to hear, guys. I gotta. How's everything out there in California, like weather-wise, man? I'm not gonna lie. Down here in Canada, we're just transitioning into fall, man. So I'm really dreaming about palm trees almost every single night now. Wish I can go back to that summer weather.
Yeah, well, it's hot out here, man, in Compton and CCT right now, man. It's hot there. Like, that was the hottest day of the summer so far. So we over here trying to get it in, man. I'm actually trying to beat the heat.
And also, I know you guys are really two of the busiest individuals within the hip hop community. So I'm going to dive right into this interview. But as our listeners already know, you've been here before. They know what got you guys into the music industry. But the one thing I want to know is, how did you guys originally meet? Because obviously you guys are both out there in California, but California is such a huge state. Like, how did Dazzie Dee and West Coast Stone originally meet and come together and start working alongside one another?
So we did. We went to one of our partners named Chubb, and I remember Chubb said from Langway. He called. He said, "Hey man, I got a guy, man. Y'all should link up. You and Dazzie Dee should link up, man. I think his vocals accommodate your beats. You know what I mean?" And then we hooked up from there. And man, this was a couple of years back, and we've just been moving ever since. Yes, sir.
And I gotta say as well, it's crazy how things just kind of come together. You know what I mean? You guys have been doing such phenomenal work since you guys actually linked up, man. So I can only imagine what's in the future for you guys, man. Because you guys are like the dynamic duo.
Oh man, yeah, man. Listen, like I tell this story like this, like I talked to Dazzie Dee, about doing a Baker Soda album, and he's like, man, the game has changed. I really don't want to do it, man. I'm kind of the game has changed. I'm like, man, come on, man, please, man, just do it one more time. And it took him a while, and then when he finally hit me up, he said, man, you know what, man, I'll do it as long as it's different. If it's different, I'll do it. But other than that, if it's not different, I don't want to do it. So that's how we came up with the Baker Soda album.
And I just got to say quickly, Stone, just when this fact that you actually convinced Dazzie to do another project from the fans' perspective on my side of things. Thank you, man, because I've been hoping and praying for another Dazzie Dee solo album for a long time, man. So just for convincing him, thank you.
Yeah, man, it's like pulling teeth, man, when we got it out. It's like trying to pull the wisdom tooth out, man, when we got it. We had to do extra surgery on it, man, but we got it. We had made it happen. Yeah. Hey, I had a ball, though, man. Man. It was great, because to add what Stone said, it was dope, man, because we really sat back and kind of, organized how we wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? And we had a great concept, man, and we was able to pull it off. And as it started coming together, it just got more and more just bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, okay, this is where we're going. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's keep going there. Let's try this. Let's try that. Because that's one good thing about us, man. We've been in the game so long that we're both seasoned. And so when I take an idea and Stone could understand what I did and take it from there, man, that makes magic, man. Real good.
And also, I'm pretty sure you guys have been on the station, so you know how I operate. So even though I've interviewed you guys before multiple times, I still went into my bag of tricks and found some questions that I haven't had the opportunity to ask. So I got a few individual questions before we actually talk about the brand new release that actually just came out. But Dazzie, I want to kick things off with you, man, taking you back to 1995, where your solo debut album was actually released on Capitol Records. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a story behind the record deal side of things, and of course, what actually made you decide to kind of leave Lench Mob and actually go to Capitol?
Well, I kind of like you kind of had a vision how he wanted the Lench Mob project to go, and that's when he had just kind of started getting into what he was into, and he wanted us to kind of convert what he was doing. But my thing was, you know, we started off a particular way. You started off a particular way. At least let us get that off first. You know what I'm saying? Let us do some gangster stuff. Let us do some hip-hop stuff. Let us do us first. And then maybe we can convert over to what you're doing. But, you know, he's the man, and that's the vision he had. So I respected that. You know, and he respected me walking away, too, because, you know, he actually got down on my album when I left. It's not like, you know, he did the record while I was still part of the Lench Mob. He actually did that record once I decided to walk away and do my own thing. But yeah, I ended up mixing up with Battle Cat. The Cat, that was at the time Cat was working on that. What was it called? I guess it's called something Roots, whatever that project was, Gumbo Roots. I believe that's what it was called. He was working on that at the time. And he asked me to come get down on the song with him, and it just clicked. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we always knew each other. I knew Cat when he was making beats in his grandmama back. You know what I'm saying? So I you know, but we clicked, and when we clicked, I was like, cool. But I actually got my deal before I met Cat. You know what I'm saying? I got my deal with Capital with my production. So when it was time to do the album, I just called Cat. I said, come on, Cat, let's go and knock his album out. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I actually had to fight a big argument with Capital over that because they wanted me to produce my album. My album, like they said I had to, like, you know, do like a DJ Quick thing, just rap and produce. But I was like, nah, I wanted Cat. You know what I'm saying? So me and Cat got it done.
And I gotta say as well, like, I'm really glad that you actually won that argument with Capital, man, because I think without, you know, DJ Battle Cat actually being a part of that record, I really cannot imagine what it would sound like. Because I do know those record labels, sometimes when they put their hand in things, it's not always for the better good of the artist or even the music.
Exactly, brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I'm always one of them cats, man. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm proven as a producer. You know what I'm saying? I've been producing for 20-some years. So Sugar Free, Mossberg, you know what I'm saying? DJ Quick, I'm proven as a producer, but I also respect when I know somebody that's better than me at doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? By the end of the day, I'm still an MC that can produce. So I respected that about Battle Cat, you know what I'm saying? And I respected Battle Cat creativity as a producer, same as I do with West Coast Stone. You see what I'm saying? So when I know somebody do what I do, but do it, you know what I'm saying, exceptionally, you know what I'm saying, like just phenomenal, then I let them do what they do. So yeah, I love Cat, me and Cat, you know, and we definitely made history with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm considered the West Coast classic. So I'm happy with that.
And also, Stone, in 2013, you actually released an amazing collaborative album titled "Salute the West" alongside Killa Tay. For the listeners that might not actually be familiar with this earlier release project, could you tell us a bit more about it? And of course, what was it like just actually being able to work alongside Killa Tay?
Yeah. So me and Killa Tay, we talked about doing a joint project, and I was just like, man, we'll do something. We got in the studio. We ended up calling it Salute the West, and we got Steve on there, you know, Cocaine. I can't remember so many people on that record, but yeah, we came up with that, and it became people really started liking that record, you know, and so and it's still going good today. So yeah, it's a classic record, very classic record. They give them what they want on that too, or am I tripping? Or is that so? I think that's not to give them what they want. It's a single. It's out by Salute the West too. It's already come out too. I got a lot of projects coming out. We got the peanut butter project coming out after the baking soda. You know, then we got the peanut butter and jelly coming out too. You know, right after that. So we got some stuff. Me and Dazzie Dee working on some good stuff, man.
And about Salute the West, man, I gotta say that song "Smoke My Blunt." I cannot even like remember how many times, man, I actually got high to that song, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, I got lit more than once.
Yeah, that's the national anthem for the album, man. That's everybody liked that song, and they can relate to it too as well. So that's definitely a good album, man. You know.
And also, Dazzie, going back to what you said a few moments ago about how you actually had the opportunity to produce for Sugar Free, on March 2nd of 2004, you actually produced Sugar Free's album titled The New Testament, The Truth. I was wondering, how did yourself and Sugar Free originally get connected? And of course, what was it like just working on the producing side of things alongside Sugar Free?
It was dope, man. It was dope. Because at the time, Laneway Records, there was only two producers, which was me and DJ Quick. So I learned a lot, you know what I'm saying? And Quick, I hope he learned a lot from me. But, you know, it was fun, man. You know what I'm saying? To really actually go in and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to worry about much, you know what I'm saying? Because that was family. That was the camp. So we had a ball, man. You know, we had a ball. We dropped a couple of singles that I produced off that album, you know what I'm saying? And I had a ball, man.
And I gotta say as well, you can never go wrong with Sugar Free, man. I had the opportunity to chop it up with him last year, and one of the most coolest individuals to actually talk to, man. Definitely the original pimp of hip hop, in my honest opinion.
Yes, sir. That dude's amazing, man. Sugar Free is one of those talents, man, that would be like a once in a lifetime talent. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen him actually in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, create from scratch. And one thing about Free too that a lot of people don't understand or know about Free is real, like he's very educated when it comes to music. Like he just, you know, he listens to so much different type of music, and it comes out in his lyrics. Like he'll say something, or quote something, you know, from like maybe like a SOS band record, you know what I'm saying? Not a popular record, but like, you know what I'm saying, a song off that, he'll quote something like that, or quote something off, you know what I'm saying? The Ohio Players or something. You'd be like, dang, this dude really do take time to listen to music. So that's what makes Free dope. Yeah, he's definitely talented, man. You know, I've been in the studio and we worked a lot of records, and I was able to work with him too, and he's really talented, man, on how he put his stuff down. So it's crazy, you know. And he don't even write nothing down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get in there and just let it go. So I think that's the best kind, yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm.
And Stone, since you actually chimed in, I have to ask, man, because both of you guys had the opportunity to be in the studio with Sugar Free, man. Like, can you tell our listeners, like, maybe like one of your most fondest or funniest memories you actually have with Sugar Free? Because I do know he's a little bit of a wild individual, but in a good way.
Yeah. I know we was putting the records together, and he was in the studio, and he's ready to record. He just I got you. I want to. Okay, let's go. Yeah. He just smack his hands again and be like, I want to. And then he's so talented, man, and he just keep saying that, and he just put it together, and he's got a lot of energy, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, there's this song. That's it. You know, so he's really on it. So it's really funny, man, how he get himself up to get to go, you know. Yeah, that age, man. I remember one time he was in the studio, because the studio I used to work out of was Karen Carpenter's old studio. And it was haunted. Like, it was actually haunted. Like, it was just so much weird stuff that used to go on in that studio. And one time we was all sitting there, me and the engineers, so we was all telling stories. So I guess it was Free. So I was by the lights. And so the engineer was like, no, actually, quick was like, turn on the lights so we can knock out his vocals. So I started turning down the lights. And then Free was like, who did that? And I turned the lights on real fast, off and on real fast, so we can look over and be like, okay, that's Dazzie. But he took that shit the wrong way and just broke out the studio and just ran out the studio like, ah! I went outside, I was like, oh, he said, who was I? Said, that was me, bro. My bad. He was like, man, my mind went on that.
It sounds like he actually got a little too high on that California marijuana, man. You tripped him out hardcore.
Oh, man. Man, some stuff went on in that studio, man, and he actually seen, but he wouldn't tell. Because, you know, if you go in there, man, you know, a lot of times if you see something, you really don't like to share it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's hard for people to believe it unless they see it. Because, like, it was just one little spot, man, like in the studio, you would have to make this hard left to go up these stairs. So as soon as you make that left, man, like it was a body that would hover with no head over the stairs and shit. just crazy stuff like that, man. That you know, Free said he saw one, and I saw it maybe about 4 times.
And also as well, West Coast Stone, on August 15th, you actually posted on Instagram about a song featuring Trick Trick and Redman that is actually produced by yours truly. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this release, and of course, is it actually available to be streamed or purchased yet? Because I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm actually really excited to kind of get my hands on this single, man, because I can only imagine what a West Coast Stone beat would sound like with Trick Trick and Redman.
Oh yeah, man, yeah, that was definitely, you know, I'm real good friends with Trick Trick. So, you know, he called me, man, he said, man, Stone, I need some of that funk, man, and you know, Redman hit me up. He said, man, we want some of that funk in it. And I was like, okay, we put some funk together, and we ended up, you know, doing that record, man, and it came out really, really dope. It is out for streaming, it's everywhere. And so, you know, it's also one with me, Trick Trick, and E40 called This Bitch Moving. But that record, man, is nice. Actually, Redman gave me a name from that record. He called me West Coast Stone, no quantize. He said the beats are never quantized. He said, how you do that, man? You use the click or what? He said, you know, so it definitely became a nice record. Yeah, that record's dope, bro. That record real dope. Yes, sir. Thanks.
And one of the last individual questions I have before we actually get into talking about 30 years later featuring JD, Dazzie Dee, on June 16th of 2019, unfortunately, Shorty passed away. And the one thing I've always wanted to ask, man, was for the listeners that didn't really get the opportunity to meet him or really get the opportunity to kind of hear his story, I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about him. And of course, what was he like just as a human?
Man, Shorty was one of the coolest brothers, man. You know, to really even just, you know what I'm saying, even outside of the music, he was just a real cool cat, because, you know, Shorty really was on the streets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you talk about back in the day where only about 35, 45, you know, 5% of the cast was really from the streets. And Shorty was one of those. You know what I'm saying? So he appreciated everything that, you know, we brought to the table with him and showed him, like, you know, he was appreciative of Ice Cube and JD, because, you know, that he got introduced to the clique via JD. So, you know, Shorty was just a real cool, humble dude. You know, and he learned to become an artist along the way, and I was proud of him for that, too. Of my dude, man.
And also as well, on August 17th of 2022, you guys released the phenomenal song 30 Years Later featuring another legendary individual of the Lench mob, JD. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners the story behind this song, and of course, where can we actually buy or stream ourselves a copy of it today?
Well, I tell half of them and don't tell the other half. Well, the whole concept started with JD, because, you know, while JD was, you know, doing his time, he was proud of a few things he had done along the way before that. One was the Lench Mob albums, of course. Then we did this freestyle. You can find it on YouTube. It was me, him, and MC8. We did like a cool little freestyle. And he talked about that. You know what I'm saying? He talked about that throughout the year. And so when he actually touched down and he talked about it again, he was like, oh, let's do something about it. Let's dedicate a song for that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was 30 years ago. Let's do something called 30 Years Later. I was like, that's dope. And as far as the production, I had that over those. It's the story of that. Yeah. Then Dazzie Dee hyped me to Paul. He came with the idea and said, man, let's take this beat. What if we flip it, man, and we do it, you know, do it away, flip it, and do it away nobody flipped it before. And I'm just like, okay, let me get in the studio and put it together. And I did the record, produced the record, the composition, and I sent it to him. And he was like, man, that's it. And he put his vocals on it. He sent it back to me. He was sending it back, okay. And then he said, we'll put JD on it, and it all came together, and we put it together like glue, man, and that's what came out.
And of course, Dazzie, as we already know, this year the legend himself, JD, actually, came home and whatnot. I have to ask, man, because obviously, unfortunately, 25 years is a long time. So what was it like just being able to be inside the studio, face to face with your brother, just making music like you guys used to do back in the 90s?
Yeah, well, actually, it was a little over 25. It was close to 30. It was like 28 and change. But yeah, actually, we did get in the studio together for that. JD is currently in Las Vegas, and I'm of course in the CPT. So we just use technology. You know what I'm saying? We're on the phone all day. The first couple of days, we actually started trying to visualize how the record was gonna go. I think he was. You know what I'm saying? He heard my verse and piggybacked off my verse and then came back and then, I added the scratches and my DJ it off and then shipped it back to Stone. So it was all basically like, virtual. You know what I'm saying? We did it via, this new technology. But it came out like you said, like we was actually sitting in the studio side by side, all three of us doing what we do. Mm-hmm.
Well, I do got to say, man, I still have this song in rotation, and it's been spinning nonstop since you sent it my way there, Dazzie. So I actually have it locked and loaded and bumped right to the top immediately following this broadcast. But one of the last questions I have, because I have heard some speculation and also hints as well, I was wondering, is there going to be another Lench Mob project with all you guys together? And of course, like, if there is so, what can our listeners expect from this up-and-coming album? Because I can only imagine what a Lench Mob record would sound like today.
Well, actually, we already started. We got one in the chamber right now. I'm just ready to pull it. And man, it sounds beautiful, man. It's like really like. It's like the epitome of Lench Mob. You know what I'm saying? Like, I promise you, when you just call Lench Mob for life, when you hear this record, man, you're going to be like, like a light going to go over your head, bro, and be like, this is what Lench Mob is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that record gets no better coming from seasoned vets. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, West Coast Storm produced the track. He's on the hook, giving us that Stone West Coast Storm is the new hook man on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to say, no disrespect to nobody else in the game, but Stone is officially the new hook man of the West. He's that dude. So he's on the record, man. This is a beautiful record. I don't know when I'm going to drop it, but that's first of me, man. So hopefully we'll get back in and keep cutting. Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, Stone, I'm not just saying this because you're on my radio station, man, but I definitely got to agree with Dazzie said about how you're the new hook man of the West, man, because you really do put a phenomenal fire hook together.
Thank you, man. Yeah, and I was telling D, man, I was telling him about that Lench Mob, but I said, man, I think we should let me produce it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to definitely be, part of the history, man. So, man, I really appreciate everybody and everybody supporting my music and everything I do and all that stuff, man. I really appreciate it, man. And y'all go ahead and keep on supporting and downloading music. My music is on all platforms. And just keep on supporting it. We're going to keep on making this good music. Real talk. Hey, one more thing, man. Shout out to everybody on the Lench Mob for Life Records. Because it's the entire Lench Mob. The only person missing is Q. So if you listen to Q, bang my line, bang on this motherfucking track with us. But anyway, it got Katie, it got Baby, T-Bone, 3, Lench Mob 3, Chili Chill, and myself. Man, it's the whole entire Lench Mob on one record. It's phenomenal.
I gotta say, you just talking about it I feel like my microphone is starting to overheat, man. So I can only imagine what my speakers are gonna feel like when the fire starts brewing and starts spinning.
Yeah, Stone did that, man. Stone did it with that beat on.
But also, I have to ask, what is next for yourselves, Dazzie Dee, and of course West Coast Stone? Is there anything we happen to miss during tonight's interview? Any projects aside from, of course, 30 years later and the Lench Mob reunion that you guys are working on? Could even be solo that you guys want to talk about and just promote while we still got you here live on 97.7 FM this evening.
Yeah, man, we got the peanut butter and jelly right after the Baking Soda album. What we did was split up 2 EPs. So we got the Baking Soda and then we got the peanut butter and jelly. You know what I'm saying? And so we doing that. So then I got other projects, a Pop Lock 2, the Manic. You know, I got a bunch of projects that I'm about to just put out. You know, and they're already ready to go. So I'm just touching them up a little bit, but I'm definitely about to drop some more.
No, homie, don't keep it like that. Give me that one, man. My favorite album that I got on feet right now. What is that, homie?
Oh yeah, man. Hey, definitely you gotta go get the R&B and soul album, These Days and Times. I forgot. Yeah, I just released that, man. I just released that, These Days and Times. Go check that out, man. Definitely go check that out. R&B and soul, dope.
Incredible. It's incredible. As far as my projects go, man, I got the baking soda album, of course. Then got the peanut butter and jelly that I can't wait for y'all to hear because it's totally different from baking soda. So, if you're fans of West Coast Stone or fans of Dazzie Dee, you're going to enjoy both. And then I got my new legend brother, Down Poeta. We got to drop the projects. We got to make sure we get the drop soon. So, it's working, man. We working.
And also, Dazzie Dee, Stone, this is the time in the interview, man, that I give a chance for the individual that does slide into the individuals, I should say, actually, that slide into the radio station airwaves. There's a chance to give, like, shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to. But, of course, your guys' social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything past, present, and, of course, future if they're not already doing so.
Get 'em, Stone. Get 'em.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, you can definitely reach me on Instagram, West Coast Stone, all one word on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I'm also on Facebook. All my music on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, Tidal. Yeah, you can go everywhere and search my music, and or you can go to my website, www.officialwestcoaststone.com. And I'm also got the fitness wear coming out too, so check that out on my website soon, in about 30 days.
Yes, sir. Give me a shout out too, bro.
Yeah, man. I give a shout out, man, to the Lord for number one and keeping us blessed and waking us up every day so we can do this every day and breathe, man. And definitely give a shout out to Outlaw Radio, man, for supporting us, man. Man, we appreciate you, man, reaching out to us and even putting us on your platform, man, and pushing us, man. We really appreciate you. We love you. You know what I'm saying? My boy Dazzie, you know what I'm saying, man, all the whole camp, man, everybody out there support us, man. We love you. You know what I'm saying? Keep on supporting, man, and we're going to make it happen,
Yes, sir. I want to give a shout out to my nigga West Coast Stone. Right now, for what time your clock say. Eastern Standard Pacific. I don't give a fuck. Overseas, keep the number one producer from the West right now. Yeah, I said it. You can reach me by OG Dazzie Dee. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's on both platforms. That's Instagram and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Big Daz for my Facebook. My website is www.dazzied.com. You know what I'm saying? Swing by there. Keep updated with what I do and how I do it. Shout out to the whole Lench mob. Shout out to my new legend camp, South Poeta, my G'd Up family. You know what I'm saying? Big Flag Dog. My daughter Chocolate. That will be the next single off the Baking Soda. We got a song called Daddy Daughter Day. That's the next single. Super fire. I just want to shout out everybody, all my Facebook fam, all my homies, Outlaw Radio. You know what I'm saying? Because the Mortal been one of the biggest supporters of the game. So damn knowledgeable. I'll be listening to some of his interviews. He be putting off some of the coldest questions. I'll be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guys. Shout out to everybody. Just shout out to the whole West, man, the whole world, man. We feeling good. 30 years later out there, man, one of the hottest records on the West right now. We
send the video out. Let's check out that video.
Yeah, yes, sir. Video out and everything. Let's get it.
And I gotta say as well, I definitely appreciate the recognition, man, and the shoutouts, guys. I really do. I just do what I do for the love of hip-hop, man. But also, I gotta say that music video is absolute fire as well. So if the listeners haven't checked out the music video, you gotta check out the music video. And of course, take like 3 seconds and share the video as well, man. If you like it, you gotta share it. That's how it works. If you like something, you gotta share something with your friends.
Appreciate it. Yeah, go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Definitely different approach. You know what I'm saying? I've been working with my daughter since she was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Other cats saying that, you know, they kind of came up with some concepts and they might have. But I know for a fact there's no track record with no other artist working with their daughter since they was a child. I've been working with my daughter Chaka since she was actually 6. We recorded Rep the West when she was 6 and shot the video when she was 8. And we've been making music videos together ever since. So shout out to Chaka, and definitely go look at the video. 30 years later, featuring JD, West Coast Stone, and Downpour Weather. It's out now on YouTube. Go check it out.
Baking soda, baby.
And I gotta say, Dazzie, West Coast Stone, thank you so much, man, for just giving us a bit of your time here yet again this evening, and just chopping up about some more of your guys' history within the music industry, and of course, just telling us more about this phenomenal record 30 years later, man. I'm definitely excited just to hear what comes next from both of you guys, because it sounds like you got a lot of gumbo stirring in that pot, and I can't wait for you guys to pour it all out and let us hear what you guys got going on. But for now, guys, definitely have yourselves a phenomenal Saturday night out there on the West Coast, and I'm pretty sure we definitely shall talk soon.
Let's go, man. Let's do it.
I appreciate you. Hey.